Hello, Craig. Hello, GameBot. Last time on Well Dressed Bones, we were in the city of, or the town, village almost, backwoods of Cedar Falls, a place where Henry, Fish's son, has been living for a number of years and where he was in danger. Fish and the others came to rescue him, finding that unfortunately the whole town was taken over by the Bayutu Medical Company under the Abomination, as well as Jonas and his people, and also the librarian is here doing something. Um, After trying to jailbreak Henry, which didn't work because it wasn't Henry, and going next door for a sit down with Jonas for the first time in several years, you have been honestly kind of helped by Jonas a little bit by saying like, yeah, Henry is that way. Go over there and you'll find him. And that way being the secret facility on the edge of town that seems to employ most of the people here and uh, is um, sort of the source of a lot of the disturbances in town. As you went there, Fish decided to pose as as employee of the month and really just make friends with everybody, and because of that, managed to get some information and get into pretty deep into the supposedly secure facility. Um, as you went into the warehouse growing all different strains of this mushroom that you found out had been being pumped into the groundwater to make people more susceptible to suggestion, more likely to ignore the strange goings on around them, you found that the facility continued underground. And as you went underground, you found it seems to have been at least partially built of an old ruin of the ancients. As you twined your way into the depths of the earth, passing surgical suites, creating new horrifying creatures and medical experiments, you eventually found Jonas, the librarian, Tesseract, and Kafan conducting some sort of ritual or thing using using Henry and Henry's power, seemingly in conflict with the Abomination and its people to a certain extent. In rescuing Henry, Cal was very brave, jumping in and grabbing Henry and running away. Um, Unfortunately, everybody has been alerted, so you have now you are running away from a surgical suite containing Jonas, Kafan, Tesseract, the Librarian, the Abomination, and a number of flesh golems, plus whatever else was deeper in that cave, which you didn't see. And now in front of you, in the way you're running towards, is a very large contingent of monstrous creatures, then human or human-ish or sorcerer potentially adjacent confederates, and then depending on how long you take, an even larger horde of monsters coming towards you. So stuck between a rock and a hard place. Here you are, and that is where we are going to pick up. And I guess Ink, go ahead and surprise me.
I will read this in reverse order. So I'm
Hmm.
starting with the big one. So I'm ending with the big one.
Okay.
Um, Final point in quotations. We surrender, suckers. So basically, like feigning surrender to be like, well, you're not going to kill us. You need us for resources because the abomination's going to want to harvest us. But um, surrendering, but not really.
Okay.
Next point. Praise to John for a miracle. Next point. Blow
Okay.
up the everything in Cedar Falls somehow.
Okay.
Serious answer. Fish tries to trade themselves for the freedom of the others, which is genuinely not as viable as the big one, which is Fish does the performance role of their life, to do a musical number in the style of the Mask's Cuban Pete to temporarily charm all assailants into complying with the show long enough to allow them to escape.
Okay, so how does this play out in actuality? What do you do in this moment as you have sort of, run
Have you
around a
seen the Mask?
corner? I have seen The Mask. I'm very familiar with The Mask. I've watched it many, many times. Um, there is not currently anyone kind of in your eye line. You've gone down the hallway a little bit away from Jonas and the others, booking it away, and there is in front of you sounds of monsters and people clamoring, and behind you sounds of the same. And yeah,
Okay, well,
how are you doing this?
you let me know when we're facing down a wall of people,
Okay,
and then Fish can just go hit it.
okay. Uh, well, canonically, the mask
Yeah,
uh is a sort of demonic entity that can change reality.
trickster
So
god, actually.
yeah, so I'm gonna say that's probably gonna be a performance check in like the mid 40s, I think, to actually shift reality around your performance. Um, but yeah, if that's what you want, you continue to run down the hallway. You are getting to the
No,
first.
listen.
Mhm.
This is a really bad first impression to make on your son.
Cal goes, it's an accurate impression.
Yeah, that's exactly not what we want.
You're gonna run into bad guys, and Cal is gonna sigh and go, "Now I guess your dad's gonna do a little dance or something now." And he goes, "What?"
Yeah, it's either gonna be a little dance or please, please, I'm just a little boy, please.
It's my birthday.
I'm just a little guy.
Oh, birthday boy.
Oh, that's it, boy.
Um,
Um,
yeah, if
listen,
you
it
want to keep
doesn't
going
have
until you
to.
run into people, yeah.
It doesn't have to be this. I just thought it would be funny, and maybe you'd be nice to me because I didn't get any sleep.
You can certainly try. I'm not saying no. I'm just
We can
saying
do
it's a
a
high bar
genuinely.
to pass.
Maybe we turn this into a flash mob with your employees, the best friends.
Oh my
You-
god, yeah. Like we
Yeah,
just
you
have to
use it
get
with
out to the
your
Just have-
high roll previously.
just have to get back out there to the mushroom people.
Yeah, okay. The mushroom people. As you run through this area I've described as sort of more cave-like, this little section that separates this private area the abomination has set aside from the rest of the labs. You hear the sound of movement and shouts um, as the creatures that you passed start going. And yeah, if you want to kind of dodge around them, you may be able to if you're really fast. As you turn the corner and see the first of these hallways, you see the doors of the surgical suite opening and people stepping out. Most of them look human adjacent rather than fully human in sort of this private area. You can see that in front of you a woman steps out wearing sort of a white lab coat, very clearly Chinese, and is shouting at you in Mandarin. But one of her arms like splits and splits and splits again until it's like a very fine like pad of little fingers, most of which are holding various tools and scalpels. And behind her, you can see a hulking flesh golem coming out of the room, and those two are right in front of you, and you can see more kind of coming out of the labs and autopsy rooms and so on into the hallway. Yeah, you gotta. You can give the performance now. It's not like a wall of people stopping you yet, but you can give a performance now, or try and like dodge around them and get closer to your mushroom people, as you said.
Collisionist at some point when they're starting to get cornered, will turn to Henry and be like, "You don't have any useful magic abilities that would be helpful at this moment, do you?"
Henry's pretty freaked out at this point in time. So give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yeah, famously good at those.
Mhm.
Gonna use that stepmommy.
Stepmommy power.
Okay. Okay. It's a 7.
Okay. With a 7, Henry is running along next to you. I think you can tell that he's kind of like, he doesn't know, he hasn't fully like come to terms with like who you are. You know, if you give him a moment, it'll be like, oh, I think this is my dad or something. But instead, there is just a bunch of strangers and also a seal who are like, you're free, let's go. And that is about the extent that he is like put together. You know, not necessarily a lot of like trust or loyalty or anything to you guys yet, just very in survival mode. So when you're like, do you have any magic powers? He goes, wait, we're not, they went that way. As the creatures in front of you, possibly not speaking English, don't seem to react to that and go to block your path and attack you. Anything else in this moment?
Kel looks very unimpressed.
Fish looks at her and goes, Jenny, you can't just fucking ask him that.
I'm just saying.
Can we like possibly like slide between the legs and just continue going? Like, can we dodge this interaction entirely?
Yes, you certainly can.
I'd like to try.
You just have to choose as a group whether you are prioritizing dodging or speed. If you just try to run past them and just kind of bull through, you know, you buy yourself more time before you are blocked by more enemies, but you may take some attacks of opportunity as they swipe at you, or you can just try and duck and dodge out of the way and it slows you down a little bit.
Because May's got more health than everyone else, particularly I assume Henry, can she try and like take the brunt of the blows?
Yeah,
if we do go
May
that way?
can absolutely bull through if you want her to.
I also have a question for you, Ellie. Didn't May want to like potentially go further into the cave, or is that too late to do?
She'd be very happy to, whether or not Patrick.
Give me a perception check. You can do that as a group or just May if you think that is still kind of on May's mind.
I'm just doing this to introduce some conflict because Fish is genuinely not gonna like let that shit fly. They'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But it's just that was one of the last things that was on May's mind that I just wanted to remind you of.
Yeah. I guess I could perception check for any ways deeper into the cave that she suspects might lead out somehow. Like, she's definitely not doing it in a like, let's stop and study way.
No,
like,
not at all. I don't think, and she fucking wouldn't, right? Like,
no, that's not great anyway. That's a 17.
Okay. With a 17, you know that your path thus far has been fairly linear. The ruins you've been, you've only been in like one real like at least semi-complete one. But you've seen enough, like, you've done enough digs in like ruins that are destroyed or like partial ruins and stuff like that to be like, you know, you've seen ones that have like one entrance and one exit. You've seen ones that have like multiple entrances and exits, but you've never seen one that's like it's a long hallway that just like goes straight. They tend to be kind of warrens. They're where people lived and worked and did stuff. There's not just forward and back. There's also left and right. So you're looking around and you haven't seen like on this journey any like branches where it's just like, oh yeah, to the left we can see Jonas stuff, and then to the right it just turns into a cave or something. There's been no kind of like segmentation like that, but you have come across doors. You can see that in like the surgical suites and autopsy rooms to kind of like your left and right in front of you, there are a couple of them that have like a big steel door in the room, like seemingly set into the far wall, of being like, maybe that's like a specimen closet, maybe that's deeper into the cave. Don't know. You do think that you think that maybe some of these doors go somewhere that's less monsters, or at least not monsters in the way. Maybe you can just like, too bad you don't have any TNT, because maybe you could just like kind of blow sideways and hope you get lucky finding like a alternate pathway. And then you can also on that check think that past the surgical suite where the abomination was in his little like private rooms is where it seemed to be kind of the edge of the like lab, the like built up area of it, where it turned into just like more cave. And you're like, maybe that way is more like in the ruins. Maybe it splits up more after that, and we're kind of like in the entrance way, so to speak. You don't know the layout of this place. You just have seen layouts of other places and are like, I haven't seen anything like this before. Doesn't mean it's not like this, but I haven't seen things like this, and maybe there are other pathways.
I think she would suggest trying to find a different exit for sure, just because. Running
absolutely.
Back hundreds of people, maybe not the go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But are we barreling through this group first?
Sure.
I think you have to get through this group in order to keep going forward. You can go back. You can be like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's go see what Jonas is up to. Maybe we can get past him. Yep, honestly, maybe he teleported away. He can do that, so he's not necessarily like behind you anymore. Although there could still be other bad guys behind you. But yeah, if you're going to go forward, you have to go through these guys. If you're going to go back, you don't see what that danger is. You just know what the danger was, and it was pretty bad. But because these two people are coming out of a lab right now, a lab that has a door in it, you can be like, let's try that one, in which case you have to push past these guys and potentially take more attacks of opportunity, since they're like coming out of the door you're trying to get in. Or if you go past them like more normally, there's more labs with more doors as well as more monsters coming out, and you can try and find like an alternate path closer to the way you came in.
Okay. Is Fish physically leading the charge at the moment, Inc?
Yeah,
Like
I
at the
think.
front
Well,
and
I mean,
back?
like leading as best they can, but like they're not leaving Henry's side.
Yeah. I guess as we come up to the big guys, May calls out, like, points, in there, where the people are coming out of.
Okay, so that first lab, you want to point that
Sure.
out and make sure everybody is aware of there's a door in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go for
Sure.
it.
Okay. So then you've only got 2 people in front of you coming out of this door. One looks kind of scary. One looks very scary. And
You didn't say that.
I said it was a flesh golem. These are
Yeah.
like the lieutenants.
Oh, I
of
thought you
the
meant these were
abomination.
different people. Sorry.
No,
Sorry
they
about the way you
these
phrase it.
yeah, they're coming out here. You got to get past them anyway. It's just like
Yeah.
mechanically, you can try and run past them and dodge, and therefore not take any attacks of opportunities, but it'll slow you down. Try and run past them and not dodge, in which case you'll take an attack of opportunity from each, and save a little time. Or you can try and push past them into the room they're coming from, in which case you will take 2 attacks of opportunity from each. But get into the room, which potentially has an exit, and therefore potentially avoid, more of the monsters that are coming down the hall.
Mm.
And it would be like 2 attacks, or in this case 4 attacks total. So it could be like, if May wants to run forward and take all of them, you can, and the others can get by unscathed.
Don't do that. Let's just continue.
Okay.
Fuck these guys.
Okay, then dodge or run.
The one that you don't take attacks of opportunity, so no one gets hit.
Dodge.
Okay. Dip, dive.
I was gonna say Patrick's
Dodge.
gone so long without a fucking dodgeball reference.
Yeah. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. As you run up, and Henry goes, there. That way, you can see them not understand him, but look like a little confused, and with that, you think you can duck around them and kind of avoid a swipe, kind of use them to body block each other a little bit. Does Fish try any kind of performance shenanigans with them, or is like, no, not an audience yet?
Not an audience yet, but they do have a moment of like, God bless him, he's got that liar's spirit.
He's bad at it, but I'll train him.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll be an extra liar in no time, son.
He rolled a nat 20 and the cow's like, oh, the chosen one.
Okay, then.
No, we're just going.
Okay. As you duck past them and continue up the hallway, you are now getting deeper and deeper into like the main part of the underground facility. There is more and more creatures kind of coming out the doors, including, as you can see, like a window shatters in front of you, and what is clearly like in the middle of surgery, like half-formed creature busts out of one of the labs and is going to be trying to attack you in the way. Your headphones were flashing red. I don't know if that means anything, Ellie.
Okay, what? No, that's not what I was doing, but it's good to know because I'll plug them in. Someone's screaming on the street.
Oh, okay. There are more people pushing into the hallway. You've got a couple more people you'll need to immediately push past, or dodge and potentially take opportunity attacks. Dodging has slowed you down enough that there are more people sort of physically getting in your way, but there are other people still pushing out of doorways, or some of them are kind of like running around trying to like stop what they're doing and therefore can't obstruct you yet. But yeah, you're starting to kind of dive into a forming crowd of enemies.
I'd like to make an insight or perception roll, whichever one is the more appropriate one. Because I'm thinking back about We Surrender Suckers. Do they have intent to kill, or are we being captured?
Yeah, I'd say that's an insight roll.
Seven.
Okay.
Girl guidance.
Yeah, does Cal want to take a moment to use guidance on somebody, being like, Whoever's taking the lead in this situation, we need more. We need more smarts than that.
She looks over and is like, "Oh, Fish is trying to have a thought."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
need to
say, I don't
kickstart
know.
it.
Maybe Cal's like, that's a lost cause. I'll save slowing down for later. We'll wait until May has an idea.
Sure.
Okay. With a 7, it doesn't seem like they're trying to hold back in any way. You think they may be like gonna rip you limb from limb, and certainly, with like some of the weirder, monsters busting out of places, like they don't seem, cognizant. They seem more animalistic. And because of that, they may be just ripping you limb from limb, potentially.
Yeah. Fish is just in skedaddle mode. Like, we're just fleeing and running, and that'll eventually work, and we'll eventually get out of here.
Okay.
Source unsighted, no source. Trust me, Roro.
Okay. Then, as you run forward, how much are you dodging versus trying to be fast? Say, like, 100% fast, 75% fast, 50% fast, 25% fast, 0% fast.
Too fast, too furious.
Yeah.
I would like to go a bit faster now, with Fish presenting themselves as a target, if there are going to be hits, but also like perhaps this understanding with May of like, you and I could take that.
To the front lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, if putting it down into numbers, maybe like 80% fast.
It wasn't one of the options you gave us.
It's 75% is close enough.
75%.
Okay. If that's how fast you're going to be going, then I need. We'll do this in a couple rounds. I need May and Fish. Tell me your armor classes really quick, so I can do some quick attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, Fish famously high armor class.
Yeah, 15 for me.
14.
Oh,
Yeah,
not bad.
not terrible
It went
anymore.
up recently.
Yeah.
I think it's more funny that Fish looking at me like, yeah, we can take the Fish who famously gets knocked out at least once on average. And then he's just like, sure. You know what? He's got the father's power, like
Yeah,
he's in dad mode, he's got the adrenaline.
Yeah.
fatherhood will make them strong.
I just got an extra 60 health just based on Henry being here. It's the Henry buff. We have to take him everywhere now.
All right. The Henry buff. Let's. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. These are going to be 2 attacks against May. That is a hit and a miss. Okay. Okay. Cool. May is going to take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you push past a researcher that is pulling out. Her face kind of splits open into like a multi-hinged jaw full of teeth and hisses at you. You're gonna like shove her out of the way and run face first into a big golem, just plowing a fist into your midsection. You spin off of it as quick as you can and push through, and that creates an opening for the others to get through, but you definitely do get clipped. And then these 2 are going to be the ones aimed at Fish. Also a hit and a miss.
Cool.
That is going to be that is going to be this, and then this. Okay, very fortunate. I'm gonna need Fish to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
This guy does 60 damage, conveniently removing the Henry.
Damn. It's all gone in one. That's an 11.
Okay, 11 is higher than 10, so that passes. As you are running past a lab, the window next to you just blows out, and what looks genuinely like a giant black blob covered in little like grasping three-fingered talon hands jumps out like a rabid dog, tears you for 9 points of damage, and then tries to drag you under itself, and you manage to kick it off and continue on. You are now in the thick of it. You were fast enough that while there are people in front of you, it is not a ton, and some of them are still getting the alerts. You also see that as you're getting closer to the surface, these are the people who look a little bit more human, or at least are not transforming as much. And you actually see a couple of them like pulling out a knife or grabbing a scalpel off a table instead of like turning an
We can deal
arm
with
into
knives.
a weird whip or something like that. But you also are in the section that is now more heavily used. So you are seeing more like doors going off to the side, more like offices and little libraries and like personal labs rather than like big surgical suites. Still some enemies in front of you. Now a lot of enemies behind that you have ducked and weaved. The hallway behind you is pretty packed at this point.
Do
Yeah,
the
so
people
we're
in
not
front of
going
us
back.
look like fans of Jim Carrey?
Yeah, do you think they'd be susceptible to a musical number?
I think they would be more susceptible than weird monsters, but how susceptible you still don't know.
I like that better. There's still the opportunity to reach back to our people, our beloved co-workers, for John, Gary, and the other one.
You are still in the underground section, which are not like your coworkers. They're all by
I
you two
know
people.
this. I'm just being hopeful.
Yeah, when you get upstairs, which you are getting closer to, there are your coworkers.
Yeah. Okay. So, do we? Is there anyone immediately in front of us? Can we just keep going for the stairs?
There are people right in front of you. The human-looking people grabbing scalpels and weapons and stuff like that. There is definitely a crowd forming in front of you. It's just there is also a crowd now behind you.
Okay. Fish takes out their fucking crowbar that they have, and goes get behind me, and just does a wild swing, hoping to hit people in the face.
Okay. Going through swinging. All right. Give me, let's say, 3 attack rolls.
Cool. Okay. 19. 11 and 10.
Okay. The 11 and 10 would be modified by +5 to be a 16 and a 15. So that's 2 hits and 1 miss. There is essentially a what looks like more like a technician, maybe somebody more administrative, coming at you with a scalpel in one hand. You hit him in the hand and break his wrist as you watch the scalpel fly. You knock him in the face, and a bunch of his teeth fall out. And
Jamal of the operation.
he seems to be out of the fight, and then the next person up you swing at and kind of whiff as he backs off, seeing what you did to the other guy. Still definitely like a crowd in front of you, but one that
I'm
is
gonna work with that.
maybe more hesitant to rush you.
No, I can work with that. So, you know, they've got the crowbar and they're like, I'll fucking get you if you come close to me. So let us through. Just part.
Fish is giving Roberto from Futurama.
Yeah. With the clamps, right? Am I thinking
I
right?
thought Roberto was the stabby one.
Oh. Either way.
Stand still, I gotta
Yeah.
practice my stabbing.
Yeah, that while Fish is bravely fending off the horde, can May do another perception roll to see if there's any more obvious escape routes now that we're through the flesh golems?
Absolutely, give me a perception roll.
That's a bit better. 21.
Okay. With a 21, you are at not an intersection because it doesn't. The doors are kind of like in the walls rather than having like a hallway and then the doors. But this is clearly like a part of the facility that is a lot more built up. So even when there are kind of like the cave-like sections, even little bits of ruins, you can see that like there's like a wall that clearly has traces of like some ancient carvings that somebody has, you know, carved through at some point to put in a big steel door and things like that. There are definitely some doors around you. There are a couple of signs in a very archaic form of Mandarin that are pointing the way, and you think that this would be kind of a little bit of a lateral move, like deeper into the facility rather than going out. But it could also be a place that is a lot less busy with monsters. You know, maybe like I think with a 21, you're not seeing like escape this way, but you are thinking like this place has to have a back door or something. There has to be some other way to get in and out of here. I'm much more likely to find it taking a left or a right. If I push through these people, there's just going to be more people, and we just kind of have to hope on Fish. Yeah, I'd say that's what you get with a 21. You can, yeah, I will give you advantage on your luck roll to see what way you're going as you're trying to really dig into what you remember for Guangzhou about being like, do I recognize that symbol? Does that mean bath or exit as your as if you take one of those doors and try and go like laterally? Meanwhile, Fish is threatening the guys in front of you, and the monsters are coming up behind you.
Yeah, so Fish is not thinking, but this is Ink's suggestion. Where maybe what if we just hid and let them all run by us and then come back out?
At this point in time, they are like looking at you. You haven't been able to like really break contact with enough of them to be, fully hidden. But
Okay, fine. That with crowbar.
But you do know. I think maybe Fish doesn't realize it in the moment, but you do know that like going into another room, and then if that room has like hiding spots or a door that goes in deeper or something like that, that does give you more opportunities to break contact and like get away.
We're doing a clock tower game now. No, just for me. Cool.
Murder on the clock tower? Is that what that is?
No, the the clock tower series. You don't want you hide from the guys. It's fine.
All right, so luck roll to see which way May's like in there, break line of
If-
sight, etc.
if- I think everybody is like they're you know, if you're talking to each other, you can come up with like a plan. But this is like a
We're not
moment
talking
in
right
time.
now.
Fish is running forward with a crowbar. This is like the moment Fish makes contact with that guy's cheekbone. May is like, what are these doors? Like this is all happening at once. The monsters are like, you know, the closest one is probably 5 feet behind you. You've just dodged past him. You have a very small, like, clear window here to like make a choice. So being like, even if it's like Fish is still fighting off a guy and I'm gonna go like try a door without saying anything, you know, that's like a choice May has to make necessarily, because there's not necessarily time for discussion unless you are going to actually take that time.
Oh no, I just meant like, am I doing the luck roll then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. If you want to try one of the doors,
Yep, let's do it. What am I rolling?
give me 2d6.
Okay. They were both a 2.
They were both a 2. All right. With 2 2s, you turn to the left.
You're 2-2.
You're 2-2.
2.
You turn to the left. There is a door with a rather large and important-looking sign on it. You rush over, twist the latch, shoulder open the door, and you just see a pretty well kitted out, from May's perspective, biology lab. There is nothing in here that's like immediate escape. There is like some part of your brain that's like, that's some really nice microscopes. As you just look at this, there is a door on the far end, so you are like, you know, maybe there is a way to get out that way. But at least in this moment, opening this door, you don't see any immediate chance of escape. Yeah, in that moment, I'm gonna have Henry roll something. Okay.
Henry rolls to Narc. Donuts were over here.
I'm gonna have Oscar roll something.
Now that I
Alright,
say
cool.
this, Patrick would make Henry a Narc just to make us suffer.
And we're gonna fucking love him anyway.
I know, no, it'd be really fun if he would be like, the reason he's like, yay, Dad, you're here, is that later we're gonna get a Tremedex saying, Jonas was more of a father to me than you ever were.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
that'd be
yeah, no, let's change that.
Oh, okay. As Fish reaches up and smacks these people with a crowbar, and May runs over and is trying doors. What is Cal doing in this moment?
Cal is close to Cal's out of spell points and her magic got fucked with, so she feels incredibly fucking useless. So I would say Cat is breaking into my room. So I would say, especially if Fish is crowbarring the fuck out of people, she's holding Kekino.
Okay. Kekino
Lady.
is going. Kekino is going. Go away! Leave us alone! Bark, bark! I'll get a big bark like Isle taught me.
Boof!
As you're doing that, you know, looking for a way out, looking for the way you can jump in and help, you see that Oscar has fallen behind ever so slightly as you were dodging through the creatures. He is entirely ignored by a sort of monstrosity that is coming up behind you, a sort of dog-esque creature with a human face coming down the hallway just entirely dodges around him and goes by to try to get to Cal and Henry. Oscar jumps on its back and just starts like punching it in the back of the head as hard as he can.
Cal looks at Henry and is like, "See, pull your fucking weight."
Give me another persuasion
No,
check.
not actually. If she started saying that, Kekuno would go, "Bark, bark!"
As Oscar is beating up on this dog thing, doesn't look like he's doing a lot of damage, but he is like grappling it and keeping it from jumping on you. You guys have to make a decision: forward, back, or to the side.
Does May, advocate for the side?
I think it's feasible that upon opening the door, seeing the lab, and then a door at the end, May would take a moment to like look back at the others to prepare to be like this way. See fish. So go on.
I was gonna say maybe I could do a death sense to check if that's like a morgue or something like that, but then again, I don't know if death sense counts as my fucked up teleportation magic.
It's a good question.
I'll commit
is it a
to
can?
it. Death sense.
Okay. Death sense. Give me a D8 roll.
I have my answer. 5.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. As you do death sense, first of all, there's a lot of death around here, and the both the dog-like creature that Oscar is wrestling and the creature that jumped at Fish are reading with death magic, or reading as like necromantic creatures in a way of being like they were very recently dead and that energy is still kind of clinging to them to a certain extent. This is a place where a lot of bodies have been taken, but not a lot of like death has happened here. It has happened other places and bodies have been taken here. So there is sort of like this suffusion of death energy around you. In a Mayward direction towards the biology lab, you can feel a little bit of that death energy too, but it's sort of petering out. No like recent death, no like tons of bodies that way. There is more of like a sort of blank spot in your death sense perception to the right on the opposite end of the hallway past that door. Things haven't died there or something like that. And as you concentrate on that, you find yourself feeling a little bit sick to your stomach as you immediately teleport 15 feet backwards. There is now a shadow dog and an Oscar and a flesh golem between you and everyone else.
Cal still holding Kekuno is like, oh, fuck it.
Yes, you are not in the middle of the pack that is chasing you. You did teleport into like the front edge of it.
Yeah, Cal's just gonna run to get as close to Oscar and hopefully, like, absorb his zombie stank as much as she can.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, no, I guess I gotta do it this way. Okay. As you
What's this cat doing?
as you run forward, let me make a roll here. Okay. As you run forward, you see that you see that the flesh golem that is in front of you, you've teleported behind him, so he can't necessarily like see you. Although there are a bunch of monsters right behind you that can see you and are imminently about to jump on you if you didn't move. It does look like it's going after Oscar. Like it is not affected by his power. It's too human-like, or was too human at one point to be affected by this power that like influences animals. But as as he chases down Oscar and raises up hands to slam them, big double fist over to come down and break Oscar's back, most likely. You dodge around, trying to get in close to Oscar. The flesh golem turns mid-swing to go and smash you, and you hear Henry call out, "Leave them alone!" And his voice rings with something. And you see his eyes open and flash green for just a moment as the flesh golem entirely like abandons its attack, missing you by a mile, and seems to have, in at least for this moment, entirely ignored your and Oscar's existence, and is now going to try and like walk past you to go attack May and Fish potentially. But yeah, Cal was able to dodge through. You're by Oscar. He has this weird dog person in a reverse chokehold, trying to kill it. Maybe he's going, "Come out! Come out!" As you are not like right next to the others, but you do have a clear line to get to them as you are saved from your inadvertent teleportation.
Is Kakano doing okay?
Kekano is incredibly scared, but is also looking around, trying to help you get out of this in any way.
Okay.
Okay. Are we doing a sort of turn order, or is it just like in order of
It's sort of like people give ideas, and then that happens if your character is not already doing something in this moment. There's no official turn order, but if you want it to be like, "Hey guys, let's all focus on doing this thing," then that takes a slight amount of time, versus Fish going like, "I saved a hat for just this occasion. They call me Cuban Pete," is like Fish's next action.
We're not doing that yet.
The king of the rumba. When I shake the maraca, it goes chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom.
No, they're still in. They're clearing the path, but they do hear Henry like yell and go, "Whoa!" But still, it's swinging the crowbar and blasphemous darts as bonus action should be allowed also, just to knock people back enough, because like these people have some sense, right? Like, oh, you don't want to get murdered to death in this hallway, right? So get out of my way, or I'll murder you to death.
They seem to be more capable of backing off than the monsters that you went past. And
That's exactly what Fish is indicating. Just back off and let us pass.
And yet something in them is not letting them back off all the way. They are giving you more space. They are not rushing you. They're trying to like avoid getting hit. Trying to quickly like duck into offices to not get hit by blasphemous darts. That's obviously not how it works, so they get hit anyway. But they are not like clearing the way or like getting away from the violence. And I think with a passive insight, you can see a fervor in their demeanor, a determination to stop you. Don't necessarily know where it comes from, but you do know from previously explored, like documents and stuff, that Bayuchu operates less like a medical company and more like a cult. So you do think there might be a little bit of a barrier to just threatening them away. But if you do want to make an intimidation check, you certainly can.
I'd like to.
Okay, go for it.
Hmm.
Do you want Kekino to be giving you the help action with his barks?
Yeah, he's Kekino is now allowed to yell and scream and
Okay.
express anger.
Dad, now? Now are we allowed to yell?
Now! Now is now! I'm
Get
yelling
away, you
now!
mean buttheads!
Fantastic. What a good boy he is. That's a net 20 for a 24.
Okay. You see something that happens, something that I think Fish has run into before, on both sides. It not working when they were alone, and then it working to a certain extent when they were with Isle or with the others, having backup. That being, like, confronted by a group of people where nobody wants to be the next one who gets hit. So they're all, like, positioning themselves, being like, you go first, you go first, you go first. And because of that, they're getting in each other's way. And with your nat 20 intimidation, you are kind of like clearing a path unintentionally. They clearly intend to try to stop you, but in trying to not be the next one to get a crowbar to the face, they are inadvertently, like, opening a path for you to get through. It then becomes a
Okay.
question of, do you take advantage of that and run past them, or do you, like, use that moment for, like, breathing room to, potentially do something else?
Well, I think from just turning back briefly, it's like, whoa, why the fuck is Denier all the way over there? And so now it's like, I will maintain, and it's like, May, go through. Ozzy, get up here. Denier, get up here. Henry, go through. Like,
Okay. So you guys are getting out, running past them?
that's Fish's plan.
Okay. All right. Let me give another attack roll for Oscar there. Okay. When you turn around to look for Oscar, you don't see him for a second, as you see a weird goo dog shaking around in the middle of the hallway, and then you see that Oscar is kind of like underneath it, hanging onto its neck, just punching it in the face over and over again, and he goes, "Just a minute!" and then kicks off of it and, like, tries to scramble after you to get out. Yeah, if everybody's good, you all run past. I will do, let's say, 2 attack rolls with disadvantage. Is Fish taking the lead, getting everyone out, or is May, or what's happening? Who's taking the potential attack rolls?
Fish would like to take them.
Okay. Fish charges in, disadvantage, miss, and definitely a miss. Okay. Yeah, you actually do see a Bayuchu operative get stabbed as somebody with a scalpel tries to, like, both threaten you and back away enough to not get hit with a crowbar, and accidentally stab the guy next to him, and that keeps anybody from getting a hand on you, grabbing you. You get through. There is still no kind of, like, really break in the hallway. There's a little bit of a turn where you can break eye line with most people, but the kind of human administrators can still see you a little bit, and then a pathway to the kind of, like, the metal stairs heading up into the warehouse and getting above ground, which you can hear a lot of sound and movement from there too.
You saying eyeline and metal in the same sentence fucked with my brain a little bit.
It's not aisle line, it's eye line.
I know that I know intellectually this is this is not a good plan. But genuinely, just Fish is going to keep directing everyone to keep going and keep keep swinging and keep darting and yelling and being like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the group all back together now? Like, just,
Yes.
not separated? Cool.
Yeah, able to have been able to like catch up a bit in the running and dodging and such.
As long as we're all together, the Fish is like, great, we're doing well.
Just keeps doing a head count.
Mm.
Yeah, no, truly.
Okay, as everyone runs out and reach the steps going up into the warehouse. When you get up there, you see that the sort of tanks processing of the water and stuff that goes back underground. It's all still running, but you don't see like people around it. The people who were kind of running it and keeping all the pumps going and monitoring the like contamination levels and stuff like that seem to have pulled out of this room. But in front of you is the big vault door that separated this room from the rest of the warehouse, and you can see that it is most of the way closed, with a lot of people on the other side in the process of like continuing to push it closed, like they're gonna try and trap you. In this moment, you kind of have a split second of being like, do we try and like dive into this crowd and try and push through and get out? Do we take this opportunity to maybe like blow up a tank or like interrupt their processes? Or because you're in a room that has reinforced but still just like prefab metal walls, you do think that with some work you could like break through a wall and go out. But there's monsters and people coming behind you, and
We have to blow this place up.
no obvious way to like close up the cave entrance.
No, screw that. We have to turn off the big red button that I say exists, and make the place explode, or at least be non-functional for a reasonable period of time. And then after that, Fish can blink out and again crowbar the people until they can open the vault doors and let everyone back out.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right, then who's doing what?
May you're smart, go and figure out how to turn it off and blow it up.
Probably a good plan. Probably good sending May to do that.
Yeah, leave Oscar with Henry, like, what, you'll be fine watching him. Danny, are you good?
My magic doesn't actually work anymore, so no!
Okay, then you just stand right there and be safe. Ozzy, look after her as well. I am going to get the door to be open, to not be closed.
Okay. Stop having it be closed. All right.
I literally...
Yeah. Open up the country. Stop having it be closed.
Yeah.
As May runs over to the control panel and you run towards the door, I need Cal to make me a Charisma saving throw.
What if I did it? Okay. I forget I have good charisma because I had to have good, what was that one that it was tied to? But there was some reason I had to have decent charisma. I think it was intimidation or something. Anyway, that's a 17.
Okay. With a 17, you feel the effect on your magic start to fade.
Okay.
It has been certainly longer than a minute, so it has started to fade away. You think that I think you'd probably be pretty hesitant the next couple times you use your magic, but you don't think that anything bad would happen. As May runs over the control panel, and Fish is going to try and find a way out. First, I think we will do May. You are essentially going to be giving me an engineering check. I don't think hydrological
Women in
engineer
STEM
is within May's wheelhouse.
No.
But she has, a decent, understanding of how things work generally. So I would say just give me an intelligence check, just raw intelligence, D20 plus 4, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Dirty 21.
Okay. With a dirty 21, there is not a big red button make everything explode. There are a number of things that are like, oh, it's a gauge that has like a very obvious red zone that you don't want it to get into. There is a couple of like keyed buttons or buttons that are under little plexiglass so you don't hit them accidentally. And with a dirty 21, you don't think you can get it to like explode and like blow out a wall or like do damage in that way. You do definitely think you can shut it down in a way that damages it, potentially keeping it from getting turned back on until it is fixed.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. As May runs over, instantly just hits a bunch of buttons, flips a bunch of switches. The machine whine increases in pitch and intensity. Just you really hear metal on metal grinding as like something is breaking and straining, and all the gauges.
You met a reflection already?
Some of the all the gauges start swinging into the red, and like seams are starting to burst on the tank. They're starting to crack open a little bit, and like very fine water spray is coming out of those seams. Like the rivets give, In this moment, nothing catastrophic is going to happen, but you have started a countdown to shutdown, essentially.
Yeah, cool.
And then Fish is trying to get out as you...
Yeah, Fish goes over to the vault, and if there's a person there, hopefully it's one that saw them earlier, and they're like, hey, what the fuck? You can't shut me in here, I'm the guy, I'm the fun guy.
Give me a persuasion or performance check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm allowed to meta roll, aren't I?
I think choosing which thing is the most appropriate is sort of a meta roll and sort of not. I
won't do it because I'm a good player and I like
think
it
if you
when...
have a good enough argument to be like, it's this other thing, then that works. You know,
no, it's persuasion.
Okay.
It's persuasion, not performance.
If you thought performance was appropriate, you could do performance.
It's not. It's not. Okay. Like, it would upset me if I did it. Terrible. That's 8.
Okay. With an 8, the door continues to swing closed. You see that the people pushing the doors are a lot of your coworkers, people whose you signed the cards for their birthdays. You chipped in $5 when they were passing around the hat for the after work drinking party. They don't meet your eyes. They look really ashamed, but also they are to a certain extent mind controlled and continue pushing the door closed. Your supervisor is there ordering this and says, "You know the company policy. If sacrifices need to be made, they need to be made. We shut down the facility." And is swinging closed.
Wolfish goes, "Well, I quit," and throws the crowbar to, like, I don't know, jam the vault door. Wouldn't that be nice?
Okay. Yeah. Let me get an opposed strength roll with you having advantage.
Strength saving roll or
Yes.
saving throw or yeah, okay. $18.
It worked. Your coworkers, the people you worked and sweated by for all of these imaginary years, laboring mind controlled under these weird creatures who aren't even American. We'll get into that. Land of the free. We bow to no one. Don't tread on me. You see them kind of like slow down just a little bit in shoving the door closed, and you manage to get the crowbar in the crack and kick it down in space, and the door is jammed open a little bit. They're still like trying to push on it. There is a bunch of like weight keeping the door closed, but there is still a crack that you could potentially worm out between, and the door cannot fully close and lock until somebody fixes it.
Great. Fish goes up to like the hole, not to worm through, but just to be like, open it a bit further, and you will be spared my wrath.
You see some of the Bayuchu staff kind of swallow and look a little nervously, while your supervisor just glares at you through the hole. I think you've got to start showing some wrath before you do another check.
Very well, chick. Listen, it's time to blasphemous dart everything straight into her face, because she's the leader. If she goes down, they will simply fall to my powers. Wouldn't it be great to kill her in one? But like all 5 darts. Would you like me to roll damage?
Please.
Yay. All right. I have to count. Do you mind if I give you the numbers individually? Can you add them up, please?
Sure.
Thank you. 3, 4, 3, 5, and then finally. Nine.
For a total of 24. You
In her face.
You shoot all of these blasphemous darts at this woman, and you just watched the like sneer disappear from her face, looking at you as you just fire, and like her chest no longer exists. It's just meat and like rib cage as she falls over fully dead. Give me an intimidation check.
Can I say, because we've just committed a murder with advantage?
Yeah.
Thank you. 22.
22. There is now, you can tell, significantly fewer people pushing on the door. Whether they ran away or just stopped in horror, you can't really tell from your vantage point, but you do know you're gonna have a much easier time pushing open this door now.
Yeah, so Fish holding their hand like a finger gun is like, back! And then turns back around to check on the others and be like, alright, let's go, come on over now.
Alright, is everybody gonna try and exit this way?
How does Henry feel about this scenario?
I think Henry did not have an angle of seeing this person die, but did see this stranger who he's more and more aware maybe his biological father just start fucking blasting magic into a crowd of people.
I like the imagine that Henry is having somehow how I met your mother moment, and I was like, okay, it's not Uncle Oscar. Is it these women?
It could be the blonde lady.
She came in and teleported to come save me. Seems pretty dadly.
Mm-hmm.
Who's mom's type?
Henry immediately shies away from that line of questioning because it does not give answers that he would want.
Oh.
Who is mom's type? Looks at Fish. Never mind. Ask yourself a different question. Okay, yeah. Everybody gonna try and get the fuck out of here?
Let's go.
Yes.
All right, everybody runs up to the door and throws their shoulder against it. We're going to say whoever has the highest strength, give me a strength check with advantage.
Definitely not me.
I'm gonna assume not I.
I've got a negative.
I'm going to
so-
assume that's Oscar, probably.
It might be Oscar.
Wherever else go.
So May has a -1, Cal has a -1, Fish
We're so
has a +1, and Oscar has a +2. So yes, it is Oscar.
Can I help him?
He got a 21. I don't think he needs it.
Wow.
Okay.
You
Henry's
all,
like, you were my father the whole time.
Yeah.
Like my real dad. Not my biological dad, but my real.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Henry was raised by Oscar. I think that
I
is
mean,
kind
no,
of how
Oscar-
Henry
I'm
feels.
I'm not
Yeah.
joking.
Anyways,
I'm being
yeah.
serious.
Maybe
Oscar's
the dad was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah. As you all run up and slam your shoulders against this door, push, heave, the door slowly creaks open, and you have a clear pathway as monsters and flesh golems tromp up the steps behind you. And
Fish picks up the crowbar and shuts the vault properly behind them.
okay, yeah, you can do that. You get the crowbar out. You take a minute to kind of close it, shut it, wedge that in place, and look out on a room with a fuckload of mushrooms that cause mind control, and about, you think at an estimation, 30 people willing to fight you. About another 60 or 70 who are here and very much like,
I'll
no,
get paid for that.
yeah, I'm not mind controlled enough to just like jump on a grenade for no reason.
We can run past 60 people, right?
They're not like trying to obstruct you enough to like block the door. They're just kind of here backing off. These other people are actually trying to like attack you and fight you, although it doesn't seem like they really have Weapons. Some of them you can see. A couple of them, their like hands ignite in fire, or you can see some energy gathering, as they are sorcerers or sorcerer adjacent to attack you. But you do see that. Some of the what you would understand as kind of like the middle managers, the people who worked under the woman you just killed, have taken knives and have started to cut down the tarps containing the mushrooms.
Oh, disgusting.
It is dense enough with spores that you can actually like start to see them in the air as they start seeping out of these containments and just start filling the room a
No,
little bit.
this is perfect. Because it's suggestion, isn't it?
Fish goes, Denier! Start making my Cuban Pete sleeves!
Hit the dancing lights right on me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Maybe not like, I mean, just what the performance role of a lifetime, just to be like, you're all you're all.
Do it,
Help
man.
me.
Yeah,
Help
Cal casts guidance and teleports 15 feet into a wall.
No, isn't she safe now?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
I think Cal casts guidance, braces herself for teleportation, and then it doesn't happen. So, thank God.
Fish has a thought, but that they don't voice. But it's like, if we get out of here, I'm gonna not finish the thought. And
If we get out of here, I'll leave Denier alone forever. Just as she'd wait.
just as she would want.
In gratitude.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make a performance roll just to be like, when I'm distracting everyone enough with my strange theatrics, maybe a little song and dance, so that everyone else can get out. And honestly, it's fine if I get killed by the Horde. But basically, first, it's just like, Henry, I love you. Goodbye.
Ellie, do you have anything left to throw onto that?
No, I've got nothing left.
It's okay. Hold on. I'm pretty sure that I can't, but I will double check regardless. But I think I can't do an Eldritch Thread to myself.
Not
Other than
like,
yourself. Yep.
Yeah, not just like giving it to yourself. There are some other powers that like give you one when something happens.
Well, okay. Well, then, with this brief pat on the shoulder, I'm gonna give an Eldritch Thread to Henry just for next time he needs anything.
Okay.
Can Kekino do anything to give advantage? Hops up, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. Choose your wonderful dancing dad.
You can have Kekino help you if you are willing to have Kekino stay behind with you rather than like escaping with the others.
You can always, I will say, Fish would be like, yeah, and then if things get messy, I can just snap my fingers, and Kekino's fine.
Yes. Okay. Sure.
Also, I was thinking, this is where my brain is going if you want ideas for what this performance is. If it's not a song and dance, it could be something where, like, Fish is like, this is all a performance. The creepy weirdos are actors for a new TV drama shot in color. Or Fish doing a drugs are bad.
Yeah.
Lecture.
Trying to break them out of a cult like thing, being like, don't you people understand that all of this is a fucking illusion to make
It's
you
all simulation.
part of the machine.
Inception.
And you have your own lives. You have to go out and do the stuff that you want to do. You don't want to attack me. You don't want to attack these people. You want to get out of this fucking town because you hate it here. Do a really toxic Tony Robinson or whatever his name is. Picks a person out of the crowd and yells at them.
All right.
Yeah, how's that?
That's what you want to do?
Yeah.
Give me that performance roll with advantage plus a d4.
Thanks. Thank you. I don't mean to be ungrateful.
It all comes down to this.
Cal's like, this is not gonna work.
That's guidance. This is not going to work. Aw.
26.
Wow, Cal is always your biggest cheerleader.
Cal
That
is
sucks.
always your biggest cheerleader. Wow. Blatant lies. Okay, let's see what happens.
At least Fish wants to be enough of a distraction that all attention is on them and the others can actually leave.
Okay. Then
And Kekano is on their shoulder, of course.
Yes, of course. With that, then let me give Okay, cool. You see that as you reach out to this crowd, they all start to fall silent before you as you go, "It's your life. It's how you live it. You need to approach every day with gratitude."
And you
Can
should
I hear it from the
always
back?
sing a song.
As you kind of set this up for them, they start looking around. You see a lot of the like lower level staff start to look at the other people who are like kind of cheering on your speech and maybe become a little less okay with jumping on the line, putting their life on the line. You think that this is enough of a distraction that the other party can, the rest of the party can go for it, and even you might have a chance of escaping.
And so Fish is like, "Go, and you need to unionize, and so you don't get mysteriously fired one day, and then who knows?" I'm for audio component. I'm doing the dance. They call me Cuban Pete. I'm the king of the rumba beach. When I play the maracas, I go chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom. Yeah. And I don't remember the next line.
Henry looked back and was like, oh, Mom always said he was an incredible dancer.
Yeah. Does everybody try to take this opportunity to get out? Anybody stay behind?
Nope.
Okay.
Fish said run. Cal, I think, is basically like, I think making sure Henry and Oscar aren't doing anything stupid. But yeah, not sticking behind, just making sure that she's always kind of like behind them, ushering them forward.
You see Oscar looking at Fish's hips a little bit entranced as he gives his speech. But yes, you grab them and can hustle out. Okay, and then... Okay. As you guys run into the rest of the warehouse, you're breathing in these spores, getting it in your nose and lungs. You start to agree with Fish a little bit, which is a disgusting idea. But yeah, you're considering quitting your job and unionizing for the job you don't have. As you run out and manage to escape, and as Fish pushes through, the crowd parts like the Red Sea, and Fish is heading out. As you get out of the facility into this cleared space, there is no enemies sort of in front of you, but there are enemies to the sides of you. As you all slip out and make a run for the fence line where you hopped over. And Fish, coming out just a bare moment after you, is stopped and grabbed by a flesh golem. With
I'm okay with this.
with Fish's, Fish yells out, "I'm okay with this." With Fish's pretty good roll. It's not going to be a guaranteed thing that you are caught and stopped, but we are going to have a roll about it.
Okay, and Fish is just like, go get the car and drive him out of here and go be safe. This is my last wish to you. Also, throws Kekano. If he disappears, you know I'm dead.
You get this really tight spiral on Kekano. Just step back and then American football.
Yeah.
Chuck him to Cal. Yes, give me a that would be a athletics or acrobatics check, as you are essentially trying to avoid being grappled.
Mm-hmm. 5.
With a nat 20 for a total of 24, the flesh golem grabs you, wraps an arm around your waist, wraps another around your throat, as other flesh golems and abominations, having come out, what was the back entrance, converge on you as well, and Fish is taken while the rest of you escape.
Kekano gets away also.
Kekano does get away also.
And once again, if Kekano suddenly disappears, it means I've died.
As you all run down to the fence line, does anybody look back? Do anything else?
Cal looks back. I'll try to do a shadow spear on the way out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, your magic's working again.
Yeah. And I get big range on that one.
And just, dramatic moment, I want Fish to, make very bleary eye contact, because they're like...
Yeah,
But,
you're mostly covered in hands and arms. You can barely see as the others are escaping.
But yeah, no, can spot Cal very briefly. And it's just like, thank you. The teleporting thing, I didn't feel like I needed to clarify, but I am clarifying anyway. I'm saying thank you for that specific thing. I really appreciate it.
Fish is trying to do this.
Cal
But it's
goes, what?
yeah, what was that attack roll for Cal?
Let's see. Beep. 14.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
Uh, 16.
Okay. Do you want to use your new special powers?
The health of Mr. Guy, the flesh golem's probably pretty high, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Yeah.
But you still may be able to do something for a moment.
Does Cal feel like hitting it does anything besides just like annoying it? Because like my idea is that if like Cal got a really thick, she could like shoot an arm off, and therefore, Fish has a better chance of wiggling out.
I think you are in that territory.
Okay.
With this.
Yeah, let's do a special magic.
Okay.
Is everyone looking?
No.
No. As rest of you hit the fence line, Oscar instantly back against the fence, hands cupped into a step for Henry to launch over. May probably looking over her shoulder at Fish before she gets to the fence and starts climbing.
Ellie was like, I didn't say she looks back. She don't give a fuck.
Fish told them to run.
Yeah. Cal stops for just a moment, having scooped up Kekanel, and honestly dragging a little bit behind the others because of it. Looks back at Fish. Fish tries to express their gratitude for Henry in this moment. And not just Henry, all the times that Cal has been there for you and helped you, even if you don't necessarily feel like you deserve it. You see Cal gather magic. One last attack, maybe to try to free you. I mean, it's Cal. Maybe it's to put you out of your misery, you know.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, don't let them take me alive. But something about Cal looks different, looks strange. Something feels different. Feels strange. You can't quite put your finger on it. Give me a perception or arcana check in this moment.
I'm gonna go for Arcana because it makes more like, because how else are you gonna understand magically? Also, if we switch on Eldritch Sight, is she just a glowing hot ball of white magic? Terrible. 3.
You feel like something with your relationship with Cal is wrong or different, and you realize that it's not what you're seeing, it's what you're feeling. Your connection to your friends, your threads, is you sort of, you can't look at it, your head being twisted into this headlock, but you can feel this slender connection with Cal reaching out to her, and it feels wrong in some way. Pulled, taut, like it's going to snap. And then as Cal swings a hand forward, and shadows start running out of the tree line to her, gathering up, shooting out of the ground, spiraling, heading right towards you. Maybe the last moments you'll see. Maybe a hope of escape. Maybe just a last desperate throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. This large spear of shadow shoots up from her feet. Heads straight towards you, and you know it is heading straight for your heart. As it crosses this distance, stretching, thinning, coming like a needle, it starts to fray, come apart. Cal got some distance. It's a little too far to hit you. And as the shadow spear starts to fall, it starts to split. One shadow, 2, 3, 4 shadowy blasphemous darts flying out, nailing the golem. Shoulder, shoulder, knee, knee. And you get another chance to escape as you can suddenly breathe again. Give me another saving throw. Acrobatics or athletics.
He just is too excited by this to be capable of doing it.
Escape? What the fuck?
Escape. That's a 4.
Starts
Fish goes,
hitting the golem with the
"Whoa!"
guy. See that?
Yeah. Fish is too bricked up. Fish is like, oh my god, just can't run
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
With a modified 6 on the die, the golem that is holding you has one of its joints fully blown off of its body. You are free. You have one bare moment to yell something to Cal. What do you say?
That's so hard.
And you are tackled by the next golem and start to get dragged away.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
Cal's like, call Jonas, ask for them to kill Fish.
Yes. There can't be any witnesses. Make a deal. Fish dies. As Cal scurries over the fence and the others have gotten to the tree line, maybe looking back to see shapes of fish being dragged away. You do know, you can still hear in the distance the guttural cries and calls of monsters and creatures coming towards you from town, a larger horde. Where are you gonna go?
What state is Cal in?
She's just like, that didn't happen. Running back with Kekano. All normal. If anybody asks, she's like, oh, I just tried to attack it.
So she's not stressed by the situation.
Nope.
Is what I mean.
Because she's about to, if she ever sees Fish again, she'll gaslight the fuck out of them.
No, I mean about the fact that Fish is being captured.
Oh, that? No.
Nah,
Who
it
cares?
doesn't matter. It's for the best.
I guess then, seeing that Cal seems fine, May is going to check on Oscar and Henry for a split second before urging them to cover.
They look shell-shocked.
Okay.
They're not adventurers like you guys are. Something horrible happened, and Henry is clinging to Oscar while Oscar looks pretty paralyzed with fear about what happened, and is kind of like tracking a struggling fish being taken away.
Okay. May is going to grab.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Fish canonically said to Henry, "I love you," and he heard that, right? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
May is going to grab Oscar by the shoulders and say, "We need to keep moving. Is there somewhere we can hide?"
Yes, of course. I do not know. My house is probably not safe. Well, we need to get out of this town. We need to get down off the mountain. I know a few places we could hide for a time. I think before we get out, but I don't know. They got to fish. Are we getting them back? Are we rescuing them?
Yes, we'll get them back. Or they'll be delivered back on your doorstep because they all got annoyed to listening to them. Fish will be fine.
Okay. Southeast then. Follow me.
Where are we in relation to the car, by the way, Patrick?
Very much opposite side of town and then down the mountain
Okay.
a little bit. You can absolutely work your way there. It would take a little while. It's the kind of thing of being like, well, maybe now that everybody's on high alert, there's less like things running through the woods, so maybe we save some time by not having to sneak as much. But like, you didn't really drive the car up to town. You were like, the car is here outside the teleportation buffer zone, and we hiked in to be stealthier.
Kel is like,
Okay.
this is the time they got kidnapped by is it the Red Dawn?
The Second Dawn.
Second Dawn. This is the time they get kidnapped by the Second Dawn. This is the time that they kind of got captured by the Death Eater. This is the time that
They're continuing a hallowed tradition. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
they'll be fine. They've been in more scrapes.
As you start to hike out, I'd like everyone to give me a stealth check.
$24.
Jesus, I'm glad. 13.
Okay, and then a 12 for Oscar and a 19 for Henry. Oscar is trying to sneak and is still like snapping a lot of branches and pushing through the brush. Henry is very clearly like focused on fish, and even long after the facility is out of sight, still like looking back over his shoulder, but very kind of like naturally in a perhaps abused kid who lives on the street way is like avoiding making excess noise. As you hike through and hike out.
Can May also do a general, like an ongoing investigation check to see if there's any like evidence of guard routes?
I would say that would be a survival check.
Survival? Sure.
Mhm.
A 9.
With a 9, this area is not true like woodland. This is like people's properties for the most
Mhm.
part. It's just the part of town that's a little more rural, so people's properties are bigger. So you're coming across a lot of like trails and tracks, and you have no idea if it's like, oh, this is the evil guards, or this is like the deer track, or this is where the people who live in this house go hiking. You're seeing a number of tracks that kind of like make the way a little bit easier for you, but you have no idea who made them or who they belong to with a 9.
Okay.
As you continue to stumble along, Henry is holding on to Oscar's jacket as if he can't bear to let go. And as he kind of it takes in what happened to him and what was said, you hear him whisper very softly to Oscar, that guy, I think was he? Yes, Nino, that was your father. That was Fish. Oh. Okay. As you continue to try to hike out of town, there are a couple of very close calls. There is a period of time where you actually need to hide in a pretty heavy thicket to get away from creatures running through the woods.
Oscar's just like standing outside of the trees going, "Hey fellas, how's it going?"
Yes. No. Oscar is hiding too, but I don't think it's him you're worried about. Um, yes. Cal finds a stand of trees and then like buries herself in a pile of leaves and smears mud on her face, and Oscar just like goes to the trees and just like crouches down. You eventually make your way to what you think is probably technically out of town. Maybe not out of the township itself, maybe not out of where people pay taxes to the town, but you walk for quite a while, probably more than an hour, to get to a place where buildings are a lot scarcer. The kind of property lines divided up with fences and gates and stuff, it's all but disappeared. Property sort of running into each other. And you end up approaching a good-sized house that looks a little weather-worn, a little worse for wear, with a empty corral outside and a barn. As Oscar brings you to this abandoned horse ranch, former horse ranch, passing the for sale sign in the drive, bringing you into the barn. You all have a moment to stop and rest. You don't know if this is outside the patrol area of the Abomination's creatures, but it does feel like maybe this is a place to rest and to hide and to recover. And as Oscar goes through and grabs a couple of very old and musty smelling horse blankets from a cabinet and starts passing it out to you, you see Kekano very cautiously approach Henry and go.
I was already gonna say before. I was gonna say
Mhm.
once they sit down, Cal will be like, "Don't come, don't startle him," and then like let him go. Because I think when Henry was like clinging on to Oscar's jacket, Kekno was probably like squirming, like, "Comfort, comfort."
Yeah,
Cal's like,
I
"No."
need to help him. I need to help him and tell him that he's my brother.
Then yeah, if you you tell Kekino to leave him alone, he will.
It's basically, she says leave him alone on the walk. Once they sit down, she's like, just
Okay.
don't come on too strong.
Okay. Um. Kekino crawls over to Henry and says, "Hello. You're my brother. I'm Kekino. It's very nice to meet you, and I wish we got more of a chance to talk to you with Dad, but I'm really excited to meet you, and I'm your brother, and I'm Kekino." And Henry looks a little shocked and falls back on kind of awkwardness a little bit, but you think that he kind of maybe accepts it a little faster than a normal person would, as he just says, "Y- it's nice to meet you, uh, Kekano, Kekano, okay. It's nice to meet you. Um, uh, yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm sure we'll get him back." As Kekano kind of like crawls into his lap and tries to hug his brother all at once. And you can see that little glow of green in Henry's eyes as he looks at Kekano, being able to see, what he is, who he is, his true form, and squeezes him a little tighter. What would you all like to do in this moment of rest and recovery? You are safe in this moment and in this place. You don't know how safe Fish is, whether Fish is dead already or gone forever beyond your reach, or totally fine and
Maybe Fish is
chatting
dead
away your own.
already. Points at Kekano. No.
Hey, Fish is dead already. Kakano? Yeah? Nope, not yet.
Yeah. Anytime somebody leaves the room, May and Cal go, and they're like having a conversation in the kitchen, they go, Kekano, and Cal goes, yes! And they're, present! Just like, okay, we're still good.
Yeah. We're good.
May's gonna have a long rest.
Okay. Full
Fully nap
8
for 8 hours.
Oh, I keep forgetting it's that.
Yeah. Short rest is 1 hour.
Which,
Yeah, sorry,
I
I picked
mean,
it up.
if she is like, I gotta fucking hit the bricks, I think we can negotiate that. I just didn't think that's what you meant.
Well, she's got nothing. Unless she can take Henry's spell points. It's just like she's very much relegated to minimal magical ability at the moment as a sleep, but May doesn't have the cleric's badge sorted yet. I should just do a short rest then.
Well, what I was gonna say is what I want Cal to do is to go over to May and be like, "You rest. I'll take all your sending stones," which is because she doesn't fucking trust May.
May's not going to give Cal her sending stones.
Yeah, she's like, give me your sending stones in case anybody's contacting you.
Yeah, and
you
May's like,
rest.
no.
And give me all your sending stones. What? No.
Yeah.
And Cal's like, I call Cal's her name, and she's like, why not? I don't know what if they try to reach out to you instead of me through fishes?
Then the vibration will wake me up.
Are you gonna sleep with them all balanced on your chest?
I think May's just kind of like giving her a weird look now and is like, it's a strong. I'm just going to go take a rest, and is very much going to put her stone a secure pocket that Cal feasibly could not get to without waking up. She's really like, what's going on? This is weird.
Cal,
and
while
then-
she's walking on, Cal's gonna be like, can Jonas also wake you up from a dead sleep? Are you gonna let me know if that happens?
May says, well, are you going to let me know? Can you just let me have a nap?
Cal looks at her and is like, there is clearly more conversations happening than I was aware of with you and Jonas.
Can someone remind me how much of the conversations did May hide? May
All of it.
brackets
Yeah,
hid.
I was gonna say, pretty sure all of it.
Abs- Absolutely everything. She totally denied being in contact with Jonas and was always being like, Fish, you're fucking crazy. So
Also, if you need to go out of this because it's a little more confrontational than I intended, then that's also okay. Okay, we can also discuss that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm definitely not in the headspace to roleplay a full argument about this right now.
that's okay.
Do you want to just pretend that scene didn't happen, or May just goes like, "I'm gonna go sleep"?
Yeah, I think May would just like pretty much shut her down, and like I don't think now is to get into it. We have two mortals and a kidnapped friend to sort out.
Yeah, the argument can just be,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about this right now.
Yeah. I mean,
Leave me
also to
alone.
clarify, Cal's not picking a fight. Cal's like, I genuinely can't fucking trust you to let me know if Jonas is calling you at this point. Because if somebody's going, hello, let's have negotiations, why the fuck would you call Cal? You'd obviously call May.
I
Not
think
that Cal knows that, but like basically
no.
and then we don't have a cordial relationship and you guys do, apparently. So now I'm like, are you gonna even fucking tell me? That was my intention, not about being like, May, you're bad.
Oh, okay. May would kind of freeze up a bit, I think, and then say, if he does and there's anything worthwhile, I'll pass it on. But we both know he likes to talk about himself. So he might just ring to brag, I suppose, but I'll keep you updated if anything useful comes through.
Cal just like frowns and goes, no, I haven't had a conversation with him like that.
Maybe you should. People who like talking about themselves often let a lot of information slip.
Things I've learned from you and Fish, yeah.
May just gives a cool nod and then turns away to set up a little faux bed thing, and
Yeah.
absolutely now has herself around the rod.
Yeah. Rod, you'll never betray me.
To clarify for a short rest, you don't need to actually be asleep. You just need to be doing nothing or very light work. So yes, it's up to you whether May actually shuts her eyes and tries to sleep, or just puzzles through the things she saw so far today and tries to recover that way. But yeah, that's a roleplay choice rather than a mechanical one.
Yeah, I think May
Also-
shuts her eyes.
I was gonna say, we can also decide if nothing does come up, if like Cal's just like, I'm just gonna let May sleep. And therefore you might not. You can go from the short rest to a long rest.
No, I don't think we should hang out for yeah.
Mm.
It's more I'm going to use my hit die than anything else.
Hmm.
I was thinking May is going to like kind of close her eyes and attempt to doze, can't doze, and then if I can get away with it, maybe do some rolls about figuring out like thinking about like the previous ruin she's been in, thinking about the symbols she saw. Like, is there any sort of, now that she has a moment to rest, like, okay, what are our options? What do I think is likely? about how we can potentially get in and get fish and get out again, sort of deal.
Okay. Then, as May goes down to try to rest, it then becomes a question of what the others are doing. I think Cal can see that Kekano and Henry are talking very quietly. Henry looks like he really needs to sleep, and cannot allow himself to be that unguarded, especially around strangers, and so stays awake, talking quietly with Kekano. Most of it that you can overhear just inane. But getting to know the seal who claims to be his brother. Meanwhile, Oscar is, now that the adrenaline has passed, obviously tries to set himself up as like a guard dog in front of Henry, but pretty quickly falls into a snoring sleep, just kind of physically blocking the horse stall that Henry and Kekano are in. What does Cal do?
Cal does put all of her sending stones available in like some wooden furniture so they're allowed as possible, and I think just finds like a corner to kind of just like wrap herself up in her coat and take a short rest, but stays awake.
Okay. As you wrap yourself up, you think about the people who you could contact and who could contact you. Sinner's not here. He's in hiding. Not that you would want him to be here, but it does provide options that you don't have otherwise. You're not an investigator anymore. You still have some contacts at the Canadian Sanctuary, but anything there would take quite a while to call in. You have your temple, people in it. It'd be good to hear Jamal again, but I don't know if you allow yourself that weakness.
Yeah, she doesn't reach it. She doesn't contact anyone. She just has her sending stones out
Yeah,
in case
but
anybody contacts her.
just thinking about it.
Yeah.
And nobody reaches out to you. Not Jonas, not anyone else over this rest. May, at about the hour's mark, feels a little buzzing of a sending stone. You think at first, maybe you hope, in a way, caught between sleep and waking, that it's Sinner. But you realize it is a call from Kalor.
Hello.
Hello, librarian.
I'm no longer chasing you, so I can call you.
Where the hell did you go?
Yeah.
I've been stomping around these
Hey,
woods
do you
for an
wanna meet
hour.
up? Do you want to meet up real quick? Like,
I give up.
Hi!
Hide and seek
Can you
isn't
turn
fun
on your
anymore.
location?
Can you
Patrick, does
turn on
May
your
have
Find My Friends?
does May have any reason to think sending stone magic will be picked up by the alert system?
You give me either an Arcana or a symbol check, giving slightly different answers depending.
I'm gonna say symbol. It's not gonna make a big difference, only because May made it herself. And that's an 11.
Okay. With an 11, there is kind of like sending stones can work like radios or they can work like phones. They can either be broadcasting in a way that anybody who knew the right things could pick up on, or they can be a private one-to-one connection.
Mhm.
With an 11, you made sure yours were a private one-to-one connection.
Okay.
Now, does that mean that it is like guaranteed safe, nothing can pick it up or interfere with it or anything like that? No, you don't think so with an 11. But you are like the chance that they would specifically design whatever this net is to alert for sending stones is pretty low, because that is what it would take. It would require specifically like designing the system to include that instead of just being a general catch-all. So you think better than average odds that it's not going to trigger any system like that, but you can't be sure.
I'm torn between I want to know what Kalur's going for, and you know what? I'd say May is maybe not quite shaken, but a little bit perturbed by what she would perceive as Cal having a go at her, and is also with everything about like the house and the ruins and stuff going through her head. I think she will take the call, but she would get Cal's attention and be like, "It's Kalur. I'm just going to check that it's not anything urgent." And then would step just into the next room. But she's not actively trying to hide the conversation. It's just the illusion of privacy.
I will say, I think Cal also shares my conspiracy theory, because I was like, look at the womanly features. So from you, for no reason, you say, oh, it's Kalor, like being like, hey, I'm just gonna check to make sure everything's okay. Cal jumps up.
Jumps up, knives are out. Where is she? She's the key to this whole conspiracy. She tried to be friends with me, May. Me!
Does Cal say anything or just get the crazed look?
Yeah, no, her eyes widen and she jumps up, and it's like you said, oh, Jonas is contacting me, but you didn't. But she doesn't explain why she just reacted like a crazy person.
Yeah, I think May, like, because May said, oh, it's Clona's gonna take it, has begun, and then, like, that explosive movement would, like, have her look back and be like, did something bite you? What is it?
Just, remember everything she says to you. You never know what might be important.
Yeah, yes, of course. Are you sure something didn't bite you?
I was like, this is an old barn. Many things have bitten me. That would not cause me to jump.
Yeah. Cal goes, yeah, it's spider, maybe.
Still, like, vibrating. Is it poisonous? Do we need to...
No, it's fine.
Alright.
You just never know where the next threat might come from.
Yes, keep an eye out for swelling. And then we'll go and take the call.
You answer the call, click, instantly, Kalor's voice. Hi, May! I hope you're not too busy. I have actually some potential work for you. There is yes, there is this artifact. You know how you encouraged me to sort of spend more time with the Maharu and you know, really talk your name up and get you in those circles and such. She has always been British. I just do the accent very intermittently.
Cal's inhaling. She's fake. She's a fake.
Yes, both her and Mr. George are English.
Everyone Cal goes, everyone knows the British are fake and evil. May goes,
Well, I was I was having one of our meetings, and apparently there is a artifact that as far as I can tell, just me, not my area of expertise, but I have some familiarity. Seems to be a Middle Kingdom artifact with a small amount of magic in it, but nothing too too exciting or anything like that. But a Maharu person is trying to sell it to a private sorceress collector who seems to collect magical antiquities, and they were saying that they tried to bring their own sort of like their own. Expert to authenticate it, but the buyer was wary of any expert too closely associated with the Maharu. So when they were talking to me about it, I said, well, I'm not an expert, but I do know one. So I was just hoping to reach out to you and see if we could, set a date to maybe go over that. How have you been?
Um, I must admit, Kulu, you've caught me at a bad time. But I'm very interested in the job.
You sound like you just woke up. Were you asleep? I'm sorry for disturbing you.
No, you're never a disturbance, dear. I'm just in the middle of dealing with some covers. Like looks through the doorway at at Henry, who is like still visibly shell shocked. Some family drama. When would you
Oh.
need me there by? I'm not actually quite sure when I'll be able to leave. That's all.
Oh well, there's not a time limit. The buyer is in New York City in America, which is fairly close. I'm still in Canada, by the way, and so they have the documentation, and the seller is willing to meet us there. Um, at some point. I don't think it needs to be urgent, but maybe if this happens sometime in the next week or so, maybe that would work. I will admit that I'm a little stuck right now to a certain extent. There was that all of that excitement at the wedding where everybody was running around, and there was the fire, and then the bride disappeared, and it was all a great big thing. I was asked to come out here because some of the Society for Better Governance there, we sometimes have some dealings with them as private antiquities collectors. The cultural ministry does. So I was invited as sort of a courtesy, and then we were taking the opportunity to review some local collections, and it seems like everybody's in a little bit of a huff. Understandably, they're
Of course,
my meetings.
understandably, yes.
Yes, my meetings have been canceled. They're mostly very concerned with Miss Vaunt, and there's a lot of action regarding that. The sanctuary seems to be getting involved in the investigation, I suppose, in some way. Yeah, I'm just trying to fill my time. So if you have the opportunity to meet up. That would be great. Are you still local, or are you back in Sudan? I'm sorry, I don't know
Um,
what time it is where I'm calling, where you are.
no, no, don't
It's not the
worry.
middle of the night, is it?
I'm local. Don't worry. Look, Kalua, could you get me the most amount of time you can?
Of course, yes.
For to set the stage, and when get in touch. But otherwise, yes, absolutely sign me up. I hope you've been keeping well, by the way.
Oh,
I quite enjoyed seeing you at the wedding.
Oh, it was wow. I mean, it was very nice to see you too, and to talk a little bit. It was a big surprise. You look nice, by the way. And
Oh, thank you. So did you.
oh, thank
Very
you.
fetching.
Oh, uh, yes, no, I can absolutely talk to the people involved and get you some time to come back. Yes, that sounds great.
Fantastic. I'm sorry, I do have to go, but thank you again for me. I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing from you again soon.
Of course. Well, I'm here and I'm not really doing anything. So, if you ever want to reach out and call, I'll probably be available. Um,
Oh, I
uh,
think I will. But once all this is sorted, I am sorry to say.
oh, okay. No, I understand. You said you're busy, it seems like. So, yeah, just let me know.
May hangs up and ducks her head back into the room. What's Cal doing at this point?
Pacing.
Wearing a hole in the hay. Visible.
No, Cal, I think is still like standing up, and she wasn't like eavesdropping past the door, but was listening for the tone, and is like nobody would stay happy an entire fucking time. This fake bitch.
People will call you when they have bad news.
May says with like, like when you're a teenager and your parents like, what are you doing? And you're like, nothing, mom. Like has that sort of vibe. And is like, nothing to report that's of immediate importance. But apparently the sanctuary investigation into a certain someone's appearance. So that's the problem we may have to deal with.
They found out about Fish already? How?
Cal realizes this and is like, maybe we can just like make Fish's kidnapping work for us, and we just pretend that all of us are slowly being captured by evil forces.
Global conspiracy.
Yeah, someone's taking us down. No, but what Cal actually says is like, all right, understood, good to know. She just reaching out to go phone a friend. Just keeping her thoughts.
No, someone that she works with is looking for a magical artifacts expert, and she recommended me for the job. I just asked her to let me know when a date's settled, but obviously made it clear that I'm somewhat caught up at the moment.
Yes, interesting. Cal's doing the detective and Dexter thing.
Yes!
Like walks over to a windowsill and like looks out, and again, you just are like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
Yeah, what's going on? And then May is going to, I guess, look over at Oscar and Henry. Can she do it?
Sorry, what was that last part?
May wants to do. I want to do an insight on Oscar and Henry.
Yeah, go for it.
Yep. Enough for me to remind myself what my insight is. I rarely use it.
You're like perception, please.
Perception. Yeah, it's a 16.
Okay. With a 16, Henry has now like kind of come back to himself a little bit, and that means that he has started to withdraw a little bit from at least Cal, although May seems to be getting a little bit of it. It seems like that's tempered a little bit by May like connecting with him for a moment, but he's kind of like drawing into himself, not like comfortable with these people he hasn't really met or had a conversation with. Oscar, like as May and Cal kind of like start to get a little bit louder, just kind of like snorts and wakes himself up and
Dad, he's in the
rolls
dad
over. Yeah,
Arms crossed. Yeah.
Exactly. It seems really disoriented and seems to be looking for fish before realizing he's not there. Um, and yeah, Henry is very withdrawn, very shaken. A combination, you think, of maybe like, I don't know if I trust these people, and maybe just like a reflexive, like, he's so used to making himself small and unnoticed that he does that kind of automatically.
Mhm.
He's still like holding Kekino pretty tight. Kekino seems to have in this
Good.
moment reverted to comfort stuffy
Okay.
rather than stranger he hasn't really met. He and Kekino seem to at least be on decent terms at this point.
Okay, cool. May is going to kneel down in front of Henry and Kekino and says to Henry, dear, I'm terribly sorry. Do you mind if I have a quick word with Kekino? She's not like going to move Kekino. She's just, I'm going to have a conversation with Kekino in front of you while he's hanging out. Is that okay? Is that chill?
He kind of like starts a little bit and like pushes back away from you because you are like addressing him in a way that probably doesn't feel too good, but then catches himself and was like, yeah, no, of course.
Hello, May.
Hello, Kekino, darling. Has Fish said anything to you?
No, but Dad can only really talk to me when he's pretty close. Like not super close, not like always close, but like pretty close. But we can like feel each other and you know, I can sometimes like kind of feel how he's doing and you can feel how I'm doing sometimes. Do you want me to check?
I would love that, Kekino. Please do.
Okay. I think Dad's not doing too well. I don't know. This is the sense I'm getting.
All right. Kekino, I do know that your father can sometimes see through your eyes. I don't suppose you can do the same.
I have never really tried, but I guess you want me to?
Anything is worth a go. I'm just trying to figure out what next, and if we know where Fish is or how they're doing, that's useful information.
Okay. Yeah, let me try. It kind of like looks up at Henry for a moment, and then goes, yeah, let me. I guess I guess I can try. Dear Dad, where are your eyes? What are you seeing?
And you feel like a little bit of magic sparking off Kekino, but you can't see like can't see the effect of it quite yet. He'll have to report back, but he's clearly trying, and something is happening.
Happening?
Um,
Because Henry's the next one May is going to try, but she's like, maybe I'll go for like the known quandary first. In that Kekino is very connected to Fish. Try her Fish's.
Yeah, and I'm gonna roll a. I'm just double checking the wording to make sure he just literally does not have this power, but yeah, okay. I'm going to roll a Arcana check for Kekino.
Does Kekino have a high Arcana check?
Kekino has a +0. Let's go.
Sounds like I've done a terrible job raising my boy.
Nat 1.
Yeah,
I was going to joke. Nat 1. Oh.
A big part of doing a terrible job of raising your boy is denying that he's your boy. Just saying.
It's true. It's true. Parenting.
That one. The entire town knows where he
Gekko just
Gekko.
opens his mouth and goes,
Yeah, he broadcast.
Kekno concentrates.
But
Concentrates. He's humming louder and louder and seems to be vibrating back and forth in what looks like a purr at the very beginning and then is becoming too violent for a purr, like he's a paint can being shaken up. And then all of a sudden he goes slack and his mouth opens and you hear King of the Rumba Beat. And when I shake my rock as it goes chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom. Hello? Hello?
hello?
Hi, I'm not interested in whatever you're selling.
Who is this?
David?
Alright, bye David. closes Kekino's mouth like she's putting the handset down.
What happened? What
"Ah,
happened?
You did a
that could have been a lead!"
What's going on?
that was a very good try, Kekino. I think you should. Are you okay?
I did it. I got 30.
No, you didn't, but it was a very good try. I'm very proud of you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Was he helpful?
Well, it eliminated. It was. Ultimately, it was, because now I know to the next thing. Thank you,
Yes.
Kekino.
You're welcome. I'm just happy to help.
And then May is going to turn her attention to Henry, somewhat like, we shouldn't have to do this, but and says to him, Henry, your father once told me that he had connected with you. So he had a sense of where you were. And I want to see if you can do the same to them.
I don't know. There was a moment when I was getting arrested when I thought I saw them for just a second in a reflection of the window. But I don't know. I mean, I've never tried. How we're connected. What does that mean? What do I do? How do I try this?
Well, magic looks different for everybody. I don't think there is any right or wrong way to do it, but Collegius and I will do our best to help. Your father has very rare and special magic that connects them to many people, particularly those that they care for. And I think it's a safe bet to say that means you have a connection to them. That's how they could access you in the first place. Your father, allegedly, though I must say I sometimes doubt, cares for myself and Collisionus. So my thought is that if we try to connect with you as a triangulation, perhaps, like figuring out where a radio signal is coming from, that we might be able to get a sense of whether they're still back in the facility or whether they've been moved. But it's okay. Even if this doesn't work, figure something out.
I've known I've had magic for about 32 hours at this point. So I'm not super practiced, but I can.
That's all right. Better than 31 hours.
Yeah, no, I I guess. I mean, my point is, it's
Nate going
just kind of new to
aloud
me.
as Henry goes.
Yeah, Henry does not. Henry has seen into May's soul and therefore knows her to be a fundamentally good person, but is interacting with her socially for the first time. And it's like, ha! And he's like, okay. I only know that I can try, and I don't know. Maybe if you can guide me. You said that you have this connection thing too. Can you tell me what it feels like, or kind of how to use it?
Yeah, roll for Arcana to see if May can explain it to.
Yep.
Theoretically, I mean.
Mhm.
Not bad. That's an 18.
Okay. With a with a 18, you find that I think Oscar does not have really any like theoretical magical knowledge to be able to know whether you're doing a good job or not. Cal does, and so when May goes into a very like technical definition of like how magic works, Cal is like, okay, yes, no, absolutely accurate. And then May starts to change tactics of being like, this is kind of how it feels like to do magic. When you reach out to fish specifically, this is kind of what it's like. This sense that you never knew you had that kind of like pulls on you. And as you're describing it, you see slowly at first, kind of like a glimmer in the darkness, and then expanding green come over Henry's eyes. And you don't know what he's seeing, but he kind of tilts his head to the side a bit and he goes, I don't know if I can do that, but I think I can see it.
Go on.
I think I can see it. You got this. You got this, brother. Okay, yeah, yeah, no, it kind of looks like a string or something.
Exactly, yes.
It disappears a couple inches away from you, but I can see it until then, and I'm gonna have him do a Arcana check with advantage from Kekano. All right.
3.
Yeah,
That's my son.
It was a 3.
a 3 and a 3. Yes.
Incredible.
How like father, like son.
Yeah. Cal actually wanted that.
God damn it! Hekano, I hope you know you've grown up to be the best of your family.
I'm going to college. I'll be the first one.
I'm gonna get a degree in psychology.
God.
Everyone's proud of me.
You see Henry push and push and push, and his face starts to get red, and he starts like having a small cough in his throat, like he's pushing so
Okay,
hard
makes
he's
sense
gonna
then.
make himself like throw up. And he goes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can see it, and it's coming off of you too, but I don't know, it just disappears. I can just see the direction that it's pointing in.
Henry, it's okay. And she puts her hand on his shoulder and says, "You did your best. Now we know that it wouldn't work, and that's okay. This is good information to have." And then is going to turn to Cal and say, "Perhaps we're just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Valence, bit of scouting."
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not interested in buying an old fashioned. Hi, who is this? This is David. Hi, David. Do you want to be friends? No? Okay, goodbye.
It's very Stitch with the record player. That's what I'm
I made
picturing.
the same joke. Cal
No.
gets her notebook out and writes, David.
Turns to Cal and goes, who was that?
I was like,
Cal
"Samba."
very seriously goes, I don't know, Kekano. I don't know.
But we're going to find out. The conspiracy board has David
David.
pinned to the side with a big question mark.
You know what it is? It's fucking oh my god, blanking on Mask Guy's given name.
Tesseract?
Fucking- yes, Tesseract's given name. Someone's given name in the high up elite. Yeah. Do you have any ideas, Mooney? Because those are my two great ones, and they're gone.
You
Yeah.
can, I will say there has been some information that I think May could figure out that I have given, even if Ellie is not thinking of it. So you can give me an intelligence check.
Sure. 17.
Okay. You have proficiency in cartography, right?
I sure do.
Is it better to do cartography instead?
I've got +8, so my proficiency is just +8. Sorry, let me rephrase. I have double proficiency in cartography.
Okay, but with what you rolled, does that get better than just straight?
It surely
intelligence.
does.
Okay.
That would be. God, it's moved though. The table has like moved. I nudged my desk and it's moved the dice a little bit. I think should I just roll again?
If you got a 17 and you have a +4 to intelligence, that means that
13. Yeah. In that case, that would be a 21.
With a 21, this is an old cartography trick. You said it before, triangulation. If you know the direction something is pointing, you can also find out the distance it is and narrow in on it. If you have Henry tell you exactly what direction your threat is pointing, write it down, go to a new location at least a mile away and do it again, you can math out where fish is at this moment. And if you repeat it when you're a lot closer, you may be able to figure out like much more exactly where fish is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cool. All right. May explains this to the others. And is, unless someone objects, going to be like, all right, let's get moving.
It's basically like, is everybody, Cal just checks that everybody is decently rest up, like wakes up Oscar, and is basically like, Oscar, you have two options. You can come with us and leave Henry behind, or you can accompany Henry to somewhere else safe.
After we get the checks.
After you get the what?
After we get the
Checking
checks.
the thing. Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's basically like,
I understand that this is fucking crazy. There's weird monsters and my town has been taken over and you both seem pretty comfortable with it in a way that I think he's insane.
Oh yes, definitely.
But I am not just going to leave Henry to you. I mean, no offense. I welcome you.
Oh, then you misunderstood what I was saying.
Oh.
Cal was basically saying Henry's not coming. So either leave Henry unaccompanied or stay with Henry.
Henry has to come with you to figure out where fish is. At least.
But I thought
at least a bit.
so the triangulation will need to be like that.
Henry's the only
we
one who
can't
can
just
see it.
like get a general area. We have to like keep pinging find my iPhone over and over again.
I think I think Cal is intelligent enough to realize that if you're just like, okay, let's narrow it down to a general location, unless the abomination was immediately like, let's move fish.
Move, yeah.
Fish is in that facility somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just like okay, now that we've got like more exact measurements, it's like, okay, are they in the warehouse? Are they underground somewhere? Are they close to this, or are they far? Does that tell us if there's another entrance? Like that kind of thing, which only Henry can give you.
Here's my also pitch.
Mhm.
We call a sanctuary, and it's like, oh my god, we gotta tip them Metal Vaughn is in this warehouse.
Hey, you know what? Absolutely could. One thing I will point out: you are in the United States, and you have a relationship with the Canadian Sanctuary. But you can absolutely go to the Canadian Sanctuary and be like, "We found Metal Vaunt. She's here.
An American
You can
agent,
come, or get the
please."
Americans to come. Let's get the ball moving on this." Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
How long will that
absolutely. You
take
can
is the
try
next
and do
question.
backup.
I'm not expecting that to be our A team. That's our B team. It's just that's usually kind of what we do in these situations. And one, I think it'll work. Two, in a non-metagamey way, if every single time we call the sanctuary for backup, we should probably call the sanctuary for backup.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I mean, Cal is probably the better person to do it, though, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like relationships with the sanctuary, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, if you're like basically Henry needs to come with us to do this thing, you can either stay here and not be in danger, or come with us and continue to be in danger, but you'll be with Henry. He is just like, I see that Fish trusts you and that you are comfortable with all of this insanity, but I have met Fish's friends before, and I know to not trust that. No offense to you both, you seem
None taken. I would
fine.
argue we are the exception to many of the friendship rules.
You can see him kind of go like, "You seem great," and then it's like, "You seem great." Fine.
Cal puts a hand on May's shoulder and goes, "We're Fish's friends. We do not like fish."
That is fair.
Well, I mean, I didn't say that, but
Wherever Henry goes, I go.
right. Well, in that case, I think we should take some.
because this is clearly inappropriate. But the mean joke I think is in her head is, I mean, that clearly didn't work out for the first time as he got kidnapped.
Can we get okay? Is it time to open up the Oscar discourse of, hey, why were you letting him be homeless?
Yeah.
That was actually going to be the next scene between them while you're
Oh,
traveling.
good.
But yeah.
All right. go.
Also
Before
funny because
we-
Cal and May don't know, so they're like, beloved
Yeah,
uncle
close
and
family.
nephew.
Close family. It's wonderful.
Before we get moving, May is going to make sending stones for both Henry and Oscar, and give them a couple of distraction stones, just so like worst comes to worst, they can potentially, it gives them an option to get out somehow if they're strong enough to do it and smart enough to do it in the moment.
Okay. I think while you're making this, Oscar is helping you all prepare for rolling out. You are getting together any supplies that you've scattered while you were hanging out here. And Oscar is going around, getting water from the well and making sure everybody's water bottles are filled, and everybody, gets a drink. He goes to kind of like the abandoned house for a little bit and sees what's what there. And then when you are all like packed up and ready to go, you see that he very conspicuously has what is a decently rusty but machete just like through his belt that he found. As I got a 19 on the investigation check I just did for him, he looks confident. He didn't know what he was getting into last time he went on this little adventure with you, but he seems to be this time making the choice consciously about like, this is crazy, my life is in danger, but we need to do this. Everybody gets their bottles of water. They wait until
Patrick.
he walks away, and then they pour it out. And they're like, "No, it makes the
Good.
frogs gay."
Yeah.
We only drink Mountain Dew here.
We only drink hard liquor.
Yeah, hard liquor keeps us from getting sick. And you are ready to hike out. It is at this point that we are going to shift over to Fish's perspective. Meanwhile,
Chick chicka boom, chick chicka boom.
boom, chick, chick, boom. As you are dragged off the field, seeing your friends disappear over the fence and into the trees, you struggle and try to get free. Think about what you saw with Cal, and are manhandled away from the facility. They are not careful. You get very injured as you struggle, being held more like luggage than a living thing. As you feel your shoulder pop out of its socket as one of them yanks you around, push you inside a small, what looks from the outside like a guard shack on the edge of the property. The door was left open as the monsters ran out, and you see that it is actually steps downwards as you're taking in through another entrance into this facility. You honestly probably don't have a lot of ability to like check your surroundings as you're going down, so I would say
Yeah.
give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Huh. With disadvantage. That's 21.
Okay. With disadvantage, that's 21.
Let me just-
As you get hurt, you find that every once in a while, just shoving yourself in a direction, as much as it pains you, you're able to get your head clear for a moment and be able to look around. You see as you go through this secondary entrance that because this is not the way that all of the staff are coming through, all the people are coming through constantly, this, what looks like a little shack on the outside, is actually a reinforced kind of like bunker, and it is reinforced mostly with magic. As this is sort of a more secure way in, but also a more secretive way in, as you are taken down below.
Am I losing more health?
Not. I'm going to go through the health you are losing in just a minute.
Thank you.
But as you are dragged roughly down these metal stairs, and you feel the dankness of being underground once again, you pretty quickly pass through like some small offices, and then it's just ruins. There's no more offices, there's no more labs or anything. You are in a stretch that it just looks very similar to the ruins that you found Jonas in. They partially cave, partially carved walkways and hallways and little rooms whose purposes you don't understand. You see, a lot of symbols that mean nothing to you, but would mean everything to May if you could try and remember some of them to report back. But you also realize that you've been peeking your head out enough, maybe trying to copy a little bit of what May would do, maybe just old survival instincts from someone who traveled quite a lot in your younger years. You think that if you escaped, you would be able to retrace your steps and get out of here if you escaped.
That's nice.
Which does mean that you, as you are carried through, get a much better sense of kind of the layout of this place and where things are and where they go. As you are brought into a chamber by the flesh golems, it looks like a operating theater, just like the ones that you went past, but different, older tables of stone with built-in drainage, magical charms on the walls, and you recognize it in some way. Brighter in this ruin, but this looks very similar to the place you found Jonas. The place where Jonas was created. A lab that took and dissected bodies of those who had housed and been killed by a faceless one, scraping up what was left of their hatred and anger to create Jonas. It looks exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
As you are brought to one of the tables, slammed down, and then very modern looking straps that have been retrofitted to this table reach across and strap you down. And still very close to you, kind of hovering over you, the flesh golems kind of take a small step back, still hovering over you, as another figure walks up.
Fish is is talking themselves through it in sort of like a, if I accept it now, that I'm going to have all of my organs and limbs harvested, and that this is the end, then I'll be fine. Who's that?
As a figure approaches and comes to the sort of edge of the table, you look down, your head pinned, but trying to get an angle on it. You see a familiar face. Oh, Fish. It doesn't look very comfortable. As
Oh,
Kafan steps
um.
forward and kind of forcefully pushes back a little bit of the flesh golems, giving you more room as someone else comes in to hover over on you.
Fish, goes, oh, fine, thanks, man. Yeah, appreciate it. You always were cool, even when you were trying to kill us.
I appreciate that. I think you are cool too. As Jonas walks up and it kind of runs a hand over your foot possessively for a moment before looking at you and says,
Ugh.
"Well, Fish,
Hey.
didn't really think I would see you in such a compromising position anytime soon."
But I bet you hoped so.
I'm not the one who wanted to see you cut open on a table, Fish. I'm afraid that belongs to, I would assume, several ex-lovers and some friends of mine.
You have no friends.
Now you get it. I had such high hopes for you. I really did, Fish. And now
Mm-hmm.
I think in
Are you giving
some ways, well,
You're a quitter.
I'm designed not to.
Well then why are you disappointed in me? Why are you giving up on me?
Because you're just so very disappointing. I was hoping that someday you would understand. Someday you would come to me and we could work together again, like we did when you freed me. You could really get that the world is in danger. We are the only ones who can save it. But fortunately, it looks like we'll probably not get the chance.
Bet it feels really bad
It
being
does.
such a failure. I tell you, I'm not that I'll tell you, I'm not that torn up about it. At least until I am physically. But it wasn't my reason for existing, so I imagine it's way worse for you. I got Henry out, and my friends escaped. And I'm looking you in the eye and telling you I'm not afraid of you.
You're a very good liar, Fish.
Yep,
Always admired
thanks.
that about you.
Thanks. I didn't really believe that one.
Problem with rescuing Henry and I suppose your friends to an extent is, well, I still need Henry. You were so very rude as to interrupt my little project, and
But
so
I'll do it. I'll finish it for him.
finish it for him. Interesting. Do you really think that if I needed your help, I couldn't have gotten it? Fish, I know you more than I know any other creature in this universe. You think that if I needed your help, I wouldn't have gotten it? No. Henry is what I need. Henry is who I will take. And there is nothing you can do to stop me. Unless you've thought of something I haven't, but I doubt it.
No. Well, okay. Is this goodbye then? You're gonna let the abomination, or it's a stupid name, take whatever it wants from me?
I thought maybe that if it came to it, I would be able to convince it to let me harvest the parts I wanted first. Maybe some part of you would live on in my new project. But I was not designed to be a blue sky dreamer. I guess, Fish, try to hold on. Try to keep that smile of yours while you're taken apart.
Fish has a moment to collect themselves and fucking flashes their most winningest smile. I was like, well, you're right about one thing.
Oh?
That I can take it.
Very well. We shall see. As Jonas turns to walk away, Kufan kind of giving you a little bit of a smile and a nod, like very stiff upper lip. Good on you. Hope it doesn't hurt too much when you die. Nod and steps away.
And then just to be super petty, Fish just goes, shelved project.
Jonas stops for just a moment, and then as you hear footsteps approaching down the hall, tramping of more and more feet, you feel something. You've been manhandled, held, changed location, and eventually strapped to this table. A little bit of time has passed, not a ton, but a little bit. As you feel something stir within you. A new bit of connection, a strengthening. You feel Kekino and Henry.
I am so proud of them.
They're connected to each other. They found each other. Their bond has been strengthened, and something within that, through Kekino, reaches out and touches you. You could feel it like a small electric shock, that moment of contact. And because you're looking at him, you see Jonas react to it too, in the exact same moment. Slowly turn at you with a small smile, less smug, but saying, "Looks like I won't have to wait very long then."
You've waited long enough.
Seems like Henry is coming to you, I mean.
Well, He's grounded.
Well, I'll be sure to tell him that while he's being picked apart. Unless, Fish, maybe there is a way to both get what we want.
Do tell.
What do you want most in this world, in this moment?
Now, I'm gonna have to ask you, Jonas, are you asking me that genuinely because you don't know the answer, even though you just claimed that you know me best in the whole universe?
I want to hear you say it.
No.
You want Henry to be safe.
Not. It doesn't need to be said.
Well, I do still have need of him. In honor of our former partnership, why don't we make a deal, you and I?
Okay.
I
What are you
will-
offering me?
Henry's safety. I will keep Henry safe, at least for today, out of the clutches of the creature here. You see that the abomination is striding into the room, flanked by a bunch of its minions, scuttling on its many hands beneath the robe. In exchange, I get to finish my project using Henry. But I won't need to borrow him. No, that's quite alright. I have something different in mind. I don't think you would agree that he is safe with me. Fish,
Come
have
over
you
here.
heard? He leans in over you,
It's
smiling big. He smells like rot.
disgusting. Yeah, no. What have you heard of?
You heard of the phrase "an eye for an eye"? You interrupted my plans. I'm willing to forgive you that. And I will keep Henry safe out of the abomination's clutches for today in exchange for an eye.
Like literally?
Well, magically.
No.
Well, soon enough you'll have neither.
Neither will you.
I'll live. I have other plans. Other people.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the night.
Not as
Fish.
special as me though.
No, it's true. Not as
Mm.
special as you.
Well, thank you. Good night. And I really hope that one day you get the approval of your long dead creators who hated you.
I hope you get the approval of your long dead creators that hated you too. Bye, fish. And it turns and walks away as the abomination approaches you.
She's like, hey man, what's up?
This is the wrong body.
Okay. Guess you can't work on me then.
The abomination, one hand reaches out of the robes held out, another hand and another grabs up a leather strap, stretches it over your mouth and locks you to the table. The other takes up forceps, shears, scalpel, magic stones, and begins to work on you.
And is having the thought, I'm okay with this, I'm okay with this, I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with this, I'm not.
You know that you can reach out to Jonas if you want to.
Yep.
But as the abomination starts to carve, taking you apart piece by piece, you still feel the echo of that feeling of Henry Kekino, of others getting closer and closer, closer to where you are, where you will be, and where the creature that wants him so badly will be. And as Fish starts to scream against the gag, we will fade out from Fish's perspective. And instead zoom in on Henry Kekino, May, Cal, and Oscar, hiking through the woods, hiking up the mountain. Henry, looking down at the map and compass, you can almost hear a little bit of connection as you float away from your body. I'm gonna get you. Don't worry, Dad. You came for me. I'm coming for you. And it is there that we will end today's session of Well Dressed Bones.